Hey, if y'all not on Witch Talk or Spirit Talk, this message isn't for you. But if it is, y'all stay. Cause man, I got a motherfucking news flash. Woo wee, man, for all I'm talking about for everybody on my Spirit Talk, my Spirit Talk, my Witch Talk. Y'all are the audience that I'm calling right now because y'all can constructively use the information to benefit yourselves. All right. I have some very critical information that I'm about to drop. And when I tell you, man, it dropped out of the sky, man. Dropped out of the sky like a bird. Just hit the damn ground. Like, oh my gosh. So, what is the news flash? All right. Let's begin. As I always say, in the name of Yahweh, in the name of Lord, Yahshua Messiah, direction of the Holy Spirit. You, in everything you're doing, in your magic, it has worked. But what witches of old healers and practitioners, there was something in the old timelines that I just seen for why things have always went in favor of a lot of these colonializations. Okay? Now, this will be something that I'll be teaching forthcoming. And it's not magic, because if you're watching me, that means you already know how to do a spell. You already know how to direct your energy. You already know how to do protection magic. But as you remember, like, such as the Salem witch trials and how that was, that was something that was not even related actually to witches. What that was, it was a bunch of single women who were rich, whose husband left them estates, and the church wanted their damn property, so they went and lay with them witches. Now, if you don't know anything, when I tell y'all I do some of my best witchcraft straight out of the Bible, is it any wonder that there is a truth and there is a magical sphere to this book? Now, even as a Hebrew, which it means he who comes from over, like on the other side of the river, transitioning from Gentile to Hebrew. All right, but let me not distract anybody. And before I drop this, I'm going to give you a little bit of history about why I'm talking about the Salem witch trials. There was a certain event that every one of you probably learned while you were in school, which was known as World War II and Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay, you learned that the U.S. dropped the first nuclear bombs. They used Albert Einstein to be able to split the atom, create a fusion. Albert Einstein, to this day, is still a genius, and they've been trying to replicate everything that he's been able to do. But he took a portion of his knowledge with him, and they haven't been able to retrieve it. All right. What happened, let's say 40 years after the nuclear detonation over there in Nagasaki had happened, what was discovered? And I'm just asking a question metaphorically, because I'm knowing that while I'm trying to teach you something, you're not aware. But I'll answer the question. After the radiation has subsided down to safe levels for it be turned into a tourist site, and one of the enclaves, all right, outside of you seeing people's shadows, literally human shadows, all right, that were x-rayed onto the pavement, meaning they were vaporized, so the only thing that was left was their shadows. Okay, let's fast forward. There was one thing that has been hid that has came out, and I have found it, but when I found the information and I contemplated and I meditated on it, I had a eureka moment. Okay, the eureka moment that I had came from finding out that to this very day, nobody knows that there was a cell phone that was found. Yeah. A cell phone, a black cell phone. Cell phones didn't even start coming out and even closely start even looking to this size until like what, 2003, 2005, something of the nature. Cell phones didn't even show up. They wasn't even on the scene yet, let alone looking like what this was a 17 I'm showing you right here. It's iPhone 17, so it's like supposed to be the most up to date. But anyway, at the nuclear blast site, all right, I'm trying to remember where exactly they said the phone was found, but it was, I want to say it was outside. It was outside, and it was at a good deal of a distance from the blast site. And over in Japan, okay, over in Japan, I believe it was them who had put it into a museum, and that was a cell phone. What does that mean? By fucking golly, what that means is there was time travelers. The detonation happened and it was seeded through time travelers, okay? What does that mean when you practice witchcraft? That means that a lot of things that are currently happening that, as we know, all of these men who belong to the Black Robe Society and their allegiance to Saturn and the Black Cube they have within inside of the government, because they have the technology. They also have what they call functioning wormholes and stargates. What the fuck has been going on is that they have been fucking time jumping and seeding realities to guide society in the direction they want you to go. Well, now this is for my hybrids. What I'm finna say now is people that are star seeds, you understand me, by aptitude of their DNA and their awakening capabilities. Why does it seem like each one of us has had some type of harsh setbacks? And why it seems like we can't get nowhere and everybody else is? It's a fucking trick. Why? Because it's the same way that Cronus had a dream about one of his children overthrowing him, all right, and taking him off the throne, which happened to be Zeus. These people have fucking got into jump rooms and went all the way into the future to figure out who their fucking adversaries were going to be. And once these adversaries actually came into the picture, they started latching on and tearing our ass up. Yes, this is the whole glitch in the whole fucking simulation. When I told y'all in that last video, when I said y'all don't realize that when I said the sun is eventually going to implode and explode, but the flares and the gas would burn for thousands of years afterwards. The day or two after that, they just showed that something was being shot into the sun. All right? Y'all gonna have to follow me. But as I'm telling y'all, I am